Most people think they want to be happy, but that's not actually what humans are built for. Because if happiness was enough, people with everything wouldn't feel empty. And yet, some of the most depressed people on Earth live in comfort humans once considered unimaginable. Safe homes, unlimited food, infinite entertainment. Still miserable. So what exactly is missing? To understand that, we need to go backwards. For almost all of human history, survival was difficult. Every day mattered. You woke up with problems that had to be solved immediately. Find food. Protect the group. Raise children. Track animals. Build shelter. Your existence had weight. And more importantly, other people needed you. That part matters more than most people realize. Anthropologists studying hunter-gatherer tribes noticed something strange. These people lived harder lives than we do. They lost children more often. They had no hospitals, no internet, no air conditioning. And yet many researchers came back describing them as emotionally healthier than modern people. Not constantly euphoric, not endlessly smiling, but deeply connected to life. Because happiness and meaning are not the same thing. Happiness is a feeling. Meaning is a reason. And the human brain can survive surprisingly low amounts of happiness, as long as it believes there is a reason to continue. Psychologist Viktor Frankl noticed this in Nazi concentration camps. The prisoners most likely to psychologically collapse were not always the physically weakest. Often, it was the people who no longer believed their suffering meant anything. Frankl wrote that humans can endure almost any how if they have a why. And modern life accidentally removed many of the whys humans evolved around. For most of history, your role was obvious. You were needed by your family, your tribe, your children, your community. Even your survival tasks carried psychological meaning. Cooking mattered. Hunting mattered. Protecting people mattered. Now compare that to modern work. Millions of people wake up, stare at screens for 8 hours, answer emails they do not care about, then return home exhausted without being able to explain what they actually accomplished. Their nervous systems are still asking an ancient question: did what I did today matter to anyone? And often, the answer feels like no. This is why humans can become depressed even when life is objectively easier. Because the brain does not measure life only through comfort. It measures connection, usefulness, progress, belonging, struggle, purpose. Remove too many of those, and the mind begins to drift. This is partly why retirement is psychologically dangerous for some people. Not because resting is bad, but because humans are not designed to feel permanently unnecessary. Studies repeatedly show that people who lose a strong sense of purpose become more vulnerable to depression, anxiety, addiction, and cognitive decline. The brain wants a future that requires you. And this is where modern happiness becomes strange. We built a world obsessed with removing discomfort. Food instantly, entertainment instantly, pleasure instantly, attention instantly. But the human nervous system evolved in environments where reward required effort, which means something unexpected happens when life becomes too frictionless. Pleasure stops feeling meaningful. You can see this everywhere. People binge shows they barely enjoy. Scroll for hours without remembering anything they watched. Buy things they stop caring about days later. Not because they are broken, because dopamine alone was never enough. Humans need pursuit, movement, responsibility, contribution. Without those things, pleasure starts feeling strangely hollow. This is why many people secretly feel better after difficult experiences. Finishing a marathon, raising a child, building something slowly over years, helping someone survive a crisis. None of these are easy. Some are miserable while they are happening, but afterward, people describe them as meaningful, and meaning changes suffering. A difficult life with meaning can feel worth living. An easy life without meaning can feel unbearable. This may also explain why anxiety exploded in modern societies. For most of human history, humans faced external survival problems. Now many people face internal psychological emptiness instead. The body still wants struggle, but modern life often removes meaningful struggle while leaving artificial stress. Deadlines, notifications, algorithms, comparison, stress without purpose, stimulation without fulfillment, connection without closeness. And the brain knows the difference. Deep down, humans do not only want pleasure, they want to matter. To someone, to something, to the future. Which is why people will voluntarily choose difficult paths if those paths feel meaningful. Sign 94. Parents sacrifice sleep for children. Firefighters run into burning buildings. Scientists spend decades chasing discoveries that may never work. Humans are one of the only species willing to suffer on purpose, if suffering serves meaning. And maybe that is the real crisis of modern life. Not that people are unhappy, but that many no longer know why they are doing any of this. Because once a person loses meaning, comfort becomes strangely ineffective. And this is the uncomfortable truth. The opposite of depression may not be happiness. It may be purpose. Because happiness comes and goes. But meaning gives the mind somewhere to stand. And perhaps the human brain was never designed to ask, how can I be happy all the time? Maybe it was designed to ask something much older. Who needs me? And if nobody does, the mind starts searching for a reason to exist. Sometimes successfully, sometimes not.